The funny part, most of these walls were just from the rocks out of fields,
Oh, yeah.
and they dragged them over and just threw them. It's not really a wall, it's a
The
pile
holes
of
would be
rocks.
so much easier just
Just a
to.
pile of rocks, and they got bigger and bigger as
And
they.
they have
Oh, am I open already?
really no boundary, you know, they would never put,
Thank you.
they were putting, they might have gone around a tree.
There.
Chapter 130,
all
section
of
5.
this
I
was
wonder if I
open
can be
farmland
good enough to pull that up.
200 years
Right.
ago. You literally could
Oh,
almost
that's not us.
Colleen,
look from Robin Hill to Lowell.
can you give me a hand taking
Lowell
open
was
up
Chelmsford at the
so we
time,
can get,
You could almost look.
if I want to look up the 130,
down-
section 5,
way
how do I
down
take and do it
Chelmsford
on
Street.
this?
Really? Wow.
It was all
I know there is a way to
fields.
do it, but I'm just trying to figure out.
Open fields.
Kinda like going up in Vermont or something,
Close it.
or New York State.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, there was a glass company in Chelmsford, Chelmsford Glass Company. One of the reasons it
you
moved
turn
to
it around, I'm-
Pembroke, New Hampshire was that the availability of cheap firewood
Oh,
it
right,
had
that's how they heat,
ended.
that's how they heated up the glass.
Yeah.
Huh.
They used to dig the lime right here over on Robin Hill.
Yeah, the lime quarry there.
Yeah. And, but one of the reasons for moving was, in the 1800s, was there was no more, the early 1800s, there was no more available
So
firewood.
this is the home page.
Yeah,
And it was getting
Here's where you go
expensive.
to your agenda.
I know I got that.
And
Municipal code
the Chelmsford
bylaws.
Glass Company, the reason they don't talk about it too
What
much
chapter
is,
is it?
it's located more or less where Stevens and
130, section 5.
Pine are.
All right, so
You
there's
know-
130
you
scenic
know
roads.
Lowell and the
All right.
Highlands.
Where the fire department is.
Yeah.
Then,
The Lowell was
you want to go
Chelmsford
back to the
Oh.
agenda,
until 1826.
Huh,
just touch the tabs.
interesting.
Touch the tabs. Sorry, so it's there so we can bring it up.
Not across the river,
Yeah,
but on this side
Right
of the
there, that one right
Merrimack.
there.
Lowell,
Hit the wrong one.
that was all Chelmsford.
so were they on the, where the firehouse sits, or were they where the apartment
I
buildings?
don't know.
Or just
They
right
were in that area.
Okay.
They
Huh,
were in that area.
interesting.
But the reason it doesn't get talked about a whole lot is, it sits in
Section
Lowell.
that says
Yeah,
more than
yeah,
50.
exactly.
I mean, they built the mills in 1821, the Booth Mills. And then, when they decided it started out as an experiment. When they decided the experiment was successful, the owners petitioned the Commonwealth
Yeah.
to become a town or a city.
We're 130-6 now.
Yeah, but-
They, one of the reasons, one of the unstated reasons
Those are
was,
actions
they didn't want taxes going to the farmers in Chelmsford. That was coming up here,
Okay, yeah.
coming up Chelmsford Street to up here.
Yeah.
What they wanted to do was use all their tax money for streets around the mills
Yeah, yeah,
and what is referred to as downtown Lowell.
right.
But that was the whole thing. They,
Just push down a little
a
bit.
little bit of history for you.
Yeah.
But Lowell was Chelmsford, which was a part of Chelmsford
we
until
go.
Just hit the button again and then
1826.
scroll.
Planning board. There we go. Yeah.
Chelmsford, Wamasett.
I think once we learn
All
how
of
to
that,
do
that
that,
was-
it'll be a lot easier.
Yeah, it's just like clicking on tabs.
Yeah.
You got multiple things open.
Yeah.
But you're just not used to it and it hides.
So
You're
it
not used to it.
was,
Yeah.
So it's after 7. And this is it.
This is it.
well, anyway, a little bit of history for you.
Everybody all set? All right, seeing how it's after 7 o'clock, Wednesday, March 22nd, 2017, I'm going to call this order of the planning board to order. First on the agenda is meeting minutes.
Everybody has a copy in the stapled packet.
Yep.
Just to let you know, everybody know, this is being broadcast by Chelmsford Tall Media.
Oh, totally. You weren't here early enough. Sorry.
And so we're being broadcasted for recording of the meeting and for the public knowing what's going on. So public meeting minutes, everybody have a chance to go over them, questions, additions,
No, I read them at home.
I did too. I make a motion that we approve the November 30th, 2016 meeting minutes.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The next one is right on the agenda, Henry. It's Mylars.
Yeah, for Katie, all right.
The other stuff is for a little later. I'll just figure I'd keep digging through that.
Is Katie in the Mylars?
You got a
Town
le-
of Chelm- go ahead.
you got a letter from Department of Public Works. Dear members, this office has reviewed the site plans by Howard Stein Hudson Associates for project listed above. Plans are dated 1/17/2017, revised through March 15, 2017. This office's concerns have met sufficiently, and the plans have been revised accordingly. We recommend endorsement of the Mylars. If you have any questions, please contact this office, 978-250-5228. And in the subject line, she mentions Planning Board File 2017-01, Byam School Modular Site Plan. Planning Board File 2017-02, Center School Modular Site Plan. Planning Board File 2017-03, Harrington School Modular Site Plan. Planning Board File 2017-04, South Row School Modular Site Plan. So with that being said, I make a motion that we endorse the Mylars for Planning Board File 2017-01, Byam School Modular Site Plan.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion to approve endorse the Mylars, Planning Board File 2017-02, Center School Modular Site Plan.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion to endorse the Mylars, Planning Board File 2017-03, Harrington School Modular Site Plan.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion to endorse the Mylars, Planning Board File 2017-04, South Row School Modular Site Plan.
All
Aye.
in favor?
Aye.
All right, that went pretty quick.
You'll be spending time signing those after the meeting.
I understand.
Okay.
I understand. All right, new business, 156 High Street. A scenic road public hearing for partial removal of a stone wall along the property line of 156 High Street measuring 14 feet more or less. The hearing is pursuant to the Town of Chelmsford bylaws Chapter 130, Section 5. We got a couple letters to read first.
At the legal notice, Chelmsford Planning Board, the Chelmsford Planning Board will conduct a public hearing Wednesday, March 22nd, 2017 at 7 p.m. Town office is located at 50 Borka Road, Chelmsford, Massachusetts, 01824. Consider the application of Walter Erickson, 156 High Street for the following: a scenic road public hearing for the partial removal of a stone wall along the property line of 156 High Street measuring 14 feet more or less. The hearing is held pursuant to Town of Chelmsford bylaws 130, Chapter 130, Section 5. All interested parties are invited to comment in writing or may present any relevant information to the board's consideration at the public hearing. Per order, Henry Piley, Chair, Chelmsford Planning Board. First letter is from Community Development, is no concerns. Next one is from the Department of Public Works. Planning Board File 2017-07, 156 High Street and 10 Locust Road. This office has reviewed the notice of intent plan by Land Engineering and Environmental Services, Inc., consisting of one sheet dated December 16, 2016. As a result of this review, this office has the following comments. The proposed sewer work and work in the right-of-way will require permitting from the Chelmsford DPW Sewer Division and Highway Division. 2, trench permits shall be filed as necessary per 520 CMR 14.00, Chapter 82A. 3, the design engineer has received design and drafting review comments from this office. If you have any questions, please contact this office at 978-250-5228. Christina Papadopoulos, Town Engineer, Town of Chelmsford DPW. Building Department, Mark Dupel. No concerns.
Probably just the application.
Yep, just making sure. Yep. And then there is a letter from Steve and Bridget Coughlin, 148 High Street, Scenic Road hearing March 22nd. As we are unable to attend the hearing, we would like it noted that we are against removal of the stone wall. The street is already considerably less scenic due to the building project across the street from the proposed project. At a meeting for the project, when asked about tree removal, Mr. Erickson stated that he would remove as few trees as possible. Seems he has left as few trees as possible. And it's not signed, but it was received March 22nd by Colleen Stansfield, the Secretary in Community Development. Do you know how this was received, email or is
It was an attachment to an email.
okay, it was received by email. You should note that at some point.
I usually print the email, but this was an attachment.
Okay.
So, gotcha.
That's all I have.
You have the floor.
Good evening. My name is Walter Erickson. My office is at 92 Middlesex Road in Tingsboro. And we're here because scenic road permit to remove part of a stone wall for a driveway and some trees. So the plans show the approximate center line of the driveway here. And the stone wall is not a very well-defined stone wall in this location. It's more a pile of stones. What we're proposing to do is take out approximately 14 feet, use those stones to repair the wall on both sides. I've also taken some pictures of the trees, Mr. Chairman. I believe they're black locusts, and most of them right in that driveway area are
Those
dead or
are,
dying.
those are ash, yeah.
Mr. Erickson, can you clarify exactly how many feet you're thinking you're gonna remove? Because in the letter it stated something differently.
I think it was 14 feet for the width of the driveway. The driveway's about 11 feet and a couple of feet on the side.
If it's 14 feet, you don't need to be here.
And the application says 15 feet.
15?
Yeah.
Yeah. That should be it, 15 feet. I thought we had to be here if it said any removal of walls or trees.
No, it actually, it. Removal of up to 15 feet. You don't have to be here.
Well, that would have been picked up by building, I think.
Here it is. I think it was in your letter, Mr. Erickson.
But it also includes grading
Letter
now.
says 15,
And the application.
doesn't you need it for grading? More than 15?
This letter is dated 15, that's why it's.
Well, better be safe than sorry.
All right.
Exactly.
All right, well, so, do you have anything else to continue with what you're,
That's it.
so you're putting a driveway in here for a
Just single-family home.
single-family home?
We've combined the two lots. There were two lots. One was 41,000 square feet. One, I think, was 50,000. We combined the two lots to make one. There is a large wetlands on the corner of Locust and High Street. So,
So this is just beyond what used to be like that little chicken coop or something that was on the right-hand side as you're going up the hill?
correct. There's a shed on the right-hand side, yep.
Yeah. You have any questions, Ed, or any,
Okay,
thing you
so
wanna-
this is on the right-hand side.
as you're going up the hill?
Okay, so it's not on the side of the four houses, it's on the other side, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see that.
So here's High Street, Locust, and the shed is right here.
Yeah.
So, we're right there.
Can you point that out again?
You're coming up the hill going this way.
Yep.
Locust is here.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little shed that was here there forever, and it's right after that.
Yeah, so right after the shed, there's a big outcropping of ledge right here.
Where's the house, way back here? Okay, so it's
Way,
a
way back.
long driveway, okay. It's not a real, there's a wall all along there, more or less,
Along here there is.
but we are taking it out.
Oh, yes.
So it doesn't matter which way you move the driveway, you take out wall.
Correct.
Can I ask a couple questions?
Go for it.
How long's your driveway?
Approximately 325 feet.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you that, have you talked to the fire department?
No jet.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, the fire department and our past experiences wanted 21 feet. Was it 21 feet, the one in Bartlett?
Or a turnaround. If you waive the turnaround, they wanted it 21 feet, I thought it was.
It was more than, I think, so many feet. They wanted it to be X wide with the turnaround at the end. The compromise on Bartlett was, they made the driveway smaller, but the house had to have a sprinkler system.
Yeah.
And that one, I was informed about a week ago that that is not necessarily a requirement now. They were waiting to hear. But Mr. Erickson will certainly hear from the fire department.
I'm
as well.
just trying to warn him because,
Good to warn him, because it
Yeah.
did have to be sprinkled, you're right.
and
The fire
So-
department may have requirements on this above what we're looking at.
so
I'll go talk to him.
I think you better talk to him, and it might be right if we continue while you go talk to him, because if you have to make that bigger, or you're gonna have to address the sprinkler system, then at least we're in the middle of the public hearing.
Are we gonna have to,
This is not coming before the board at all.
oh, this isn't gonna come before, okay.
The only thing that is the stone wall.
Are we gonna be would we be voting on this 15-foot driveway
No, we're not
tonight? Because
voting.
he's under the, but he has the application in. Would he be better off? We'd have to change the application at this point,
Amending it to
though.
20 feet.
Amending it to 20 feet, and then say if it turns out I don't need that, go back to the original 14 feet.
You actually can't do that.
You can't do that.
No, because it was advertised as it
Okay.
is. You know, you can make a decision on the application before you, and then with the contingency, if something changes during the process, that he come back and have it modified.
We also, like, we have 21 days, it says in the bylaw from the time he's applied for us to do something, but we do have a little bit of wiggle room.
That's,
Yeah, once
but we ain't gonna have a
they
meeting.
Yeah,
for
once-
3 weeks.
March 3rd, so we really don't have much wiggle room, because
So it'll also be a
We
different
won't have
board.
another
we
meeting.
won't have another
Right.
meeting
With
before.
Nan and Mike gone and just these members, you might be better off rendering a decision and then asking for a modification should it need it.
That would come in under just a minor modification?
Yeah, to the previously approved
I
permit.
think that's probably a good course.
Yeah.
If
For
the
the
board could
timing.
act on what's before you, and then I'll meet with the fire department, and if I have to modify it, I can come back.
I don't even think we have to act on this at the 15 feet, do we?
Yeah,
Well, the stone wall, if you think about it, there's gonna have to be some sides to it as well. I mean, if the drive is actually 15 feet, you're not gonna have a stone wall
You're
right
gonna
at the
have-
15
yeah,
feet.
you're gonna have a
You can have
foot
a
or
foot
two
or
on
two on
either
each
side.
side.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, you can approve a 15-plus foot driveway.
we have to be careful.
Yeah, I mean, if we give him a permission for 15 feet and then remove 17 feet,
Well, we were gonna make the
But you're appro-
driveway 11, so there'd be a little bit on each side.
Oh, the fire department's gonna.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Plus-
maybe not, we don't know that, but you can,
Okay, I don't know that, I'm not the
Plus,
fire.
it's
you can
applic-
have the, this
I
was
will
sent to
check.
the fire
Monica has
department.
something to
Yeah,
say.
the application says 15 under 130,
Yeah,
7, it says
135.
up to 15, so you
I'd
might
say-
as well go to the fire department.
might as well
because-
go to the fire department, yeah.
Your driveway at,
We're 21 feet,
your single family.
22 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, for my house?
No, for the single.
That was 22 feet.
But that's a private way.
Wide?
Yeah.
It's a
Oh, it's a
private way.
private
Yeah,
way,
that's different.
Right away.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would think it'd probably be the best thing to do would be just see if you wanna take a vote on it for the 15 feet, and if he gotta come back, he gotta come back. If he doesn't,
Yeah.
then that way you don't have to waste
I-
his time and waste.
I don't even think we have to
Yeah,
take
but
a
it
vote for
says no
15.
hearing is required if the opinion, blah, 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 up
There's
to
no
15
hearing
feet.
required for 15 feet, he's got it.
Well, we're in a public hearing, so.
Well, we're in a public hearing, let's hear from the public. I don't know what we can do, but I'd gladly hear from people to come up and, if you could give them the podium for 1 second, just to let the.
Yes.
Please state your name and your address.
My name is Kathleen Lodi. I live at 16 Locust. I'm one of the abutters.
My other abutters are over here. I think a couple of the issues we have, first of all, there's still some Conservation Commission hearings going on with regard to this property. The driveway is extremely long, and the wetlands are going to be relocated. There is a deep EP file out, 129-0838.
Is nothing
No,
that's
no,
before this board?
Colleen.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just saying that we have some opposition to this going in. I understand that Mr. Erickson is saying it's only 15 feet of the stone wall. When I drove by, it looks like there's quite a bit more of it than 15 feet that needs to be removed in that area. So I wasn't sure if we just take his word for it. Do we go out and do a measurement? And with the other Conservation Commission issues that are still pending, I was hoping that this planning board would give a continuance and hear on the stone wall after some of these other issues have been decided.
All right, what we're debating back and forth here right now is, we just, we read the law, and up to 15 feet, we really don't have a lot to say on it.
Okay.
That's where, that's our rub right now. That's what we're taking a look at, and that's the only thing we're looking at right now. We have nothing to do with conservation.
I
We have
understand that
nothing to
part.
do with any of that. I have a limited scope of what we can do.
Based on where the house is being located with the two lots being combined, where would be the appropriate venue for the public and the abutting properties to voice any discord? I mean, there's a lot of waivers being asked for and granted, and
Yeah, I mean, every step of the way, you have, the public hearings. With conservation, it's a public hearing. But, as
Your
I
hands are
say,
tied.
our scope is very, very
Limited.
limited, what I can do.
okay.
This is kind of what you consider as a by right build. Now, because of the wetland, they're going under scrutiny through the Conservation Commission, and they'll make a decision based on their expertise. But he's meeting all of the setbacks, he's meeting a lot of the things that he needs to meet for a buildable lot. And this is just because High Street is a scenic road, by right, you can remove 15 feet of a stone wall. That's the exception. Any more than that, they need a special permit through this body, which really is just a review. To make
So
sure
if
that it
more
gets
than 15,
rebuilt,
but
it
if more
gets-
than 15 feet is removed, then what recourse is there? Once it's gone, it's
Then it
gone.
has to come back for a special
That
permit.
First, if he applies for 15 feet 1 inch, and let's say this body approves 15 feet 1 inch, and he takes out 17 feet, you go right to the building inspector, you reference what he's applied for, and the building inspector will make him either put those rocks back, or he's gotta come back to a board for another public hearing. So that's how that typically works. It's just like if you pull a permit for something and
Something
and you say
changes.
you have a 25-foot side setback, and you build a house 20 feet to the property line, the building inspector can make him move the house. Or he's gotta come in and get the proper variances or special permits that they need. Usually after the fact, it's not well received by most boards. I think here, where this is before Conservation Commission, that's is a very, very good place to air your concerns about the wetlands and how the drainage and the water and everything goes. That's probably the proper venue for that, the water and the wetlands. So
But
this
as for
is,
just concerns of the house, it really is a by right. You know,
Okay.
He owns the property, he can, as long as he adheres to the bylaws, it's considered by right.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else from the public? Anything they want to say or add? Well, I guess we can close the public hearing.
Make a motion, we close the public hearing for 156 High Street.
Second.
All's in favor?
Aye.
My gut feeling is to just let it go at the 15 feet where we really don't have to make a decision on it. Because there's nothing we can really do about it. He's got the 15 feet whether,
Right.
My concern is that the building inspector would have, if he felt that, he didn't need to be here, the building inspector would have ruled on that.
He's only by building code. He doesn't review scenic road type things. It's not a structure.
Well,
He has a lot more to
he
say about
didn't send us a
structures.
letter or anything, references anything, did he?
It's a driveway
s-
for a single house, I don't, it's,
we can solve it quickly. I'm game to approve it, as long as he rebuilds the walls on either side a little bit with the stones he's taken out. And if he has to come back for more, he comes back for more, based on his talks with the with the fire department.
I kinda think any improvement that you make, it's more of a pile of rocks than it is a stone wall, looking at the picture.
The over. Okay, I'm gonna make the go ahead, Henry.
I'm actually just reading the bylaw right now where I was taking and reading up further, that's all. Tearing down destruction of stone wall. Well, we refers back to the 15 feet, so yeah, go ahead, make your motion.
I make my motion that we approve the removal of 15 feet of stone wall at 156 High Street for the purpose of building a driveway, and that those stones be used on either side to improve the existing stone wall.
Can I make
Yeah, I don't know.
can I make a
What?
suggestion? Approve 15.6 or
No.
15.1?
No.
No?
15 feet.
15 feet, okay.
The application was what, 15 feet?
Said 15 feet plus or
Okay.
minus? Or did it say
All right,
15?
well,
It says
Says
15
15
feet.
feet.
Or did, okay.
so we're doing 15 feet plus or minus.
No, not plus or
Oh,
minus.
you want 15 feet?
15 feet.
Well, I said 15 feet to begin with.
I agree.
I said 15 feet to begin with.
I get a second on it.
All's in favor?
Right?
Aye.
You wanna hold off on, vote on it, George? or
What?
Are you gonna vote for it or against it? All right, Monica's
Just-
still thinking about
I'm
it.
just, I want to read this. I don't want to do anything that supersedes. I just want to read it probably the 20th time. Sorry. Hey, it says by right 15 feet, so I don't even, why are we voting on it? if
I
we're-
really don't know why we're,
Yeah.
Because
Just a formality, just to,
I think it's
because-
a formality, and to just clean it up is the way I'm
they had a
doing it.
public hearing and make it all fall into place. And
We advertised the public hearing, we did the whole thing, and it's a way to end
The
it.
other part of it too is by,
Yeah.
because of Ed's motion, that he reused the stones and basically shore up the rest of the wall. We're actually putting some criteria on what he can do,
Yeah, yeah.
so.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Basically,
Do that
what I,
again.
all right, Ed.
what I wanted Eric, what I wanted,
You put it you place
Mr.
stipulations into, I got it.
I just wanted to take the stones and make it prettier on both sides, pretty decrepit. So just make it a little bit better.
All right.
Okay.
Are you ready to
I'm
vote?
ready.
All right. All's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you very much. I'll talk to the fire department, and maybe I'll be back.
No, you will be back,
will
I
be back.
guarantee you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Who knows? Good luck.
Have a good night.
See you later, Walter.
All right. Oh, moving right along.
So in the back of your packets that I handed you is the letter I drafted in support of the stop sign at 26 Wildwood that we heard during the open
Yep.
public hearing.
Yeah. So that's just what we're
George
gonna.
asked for it to be put in writing and reviewed by the board.
Yeah, basically, we had talked during that public hearing, it was mentioned by the neighbors that we really like to have a stop sign at Woodbine and Cypress.
am I supposed to sit out on this or?
Probably wouldn't be a bad thing.
Huh?
Yeah, you can take a chair over there, you probably.
I mean, you can stay there, there's nobody here, it's just,
Okay.
I'll note that you're recusing yourself from this
Just
discussion.
excuse me from it.
So, you know, I think as board members, that when they were here, they mentioned that they really would like to do it and what it would take. And what we found out is it takes the Board of Selectmen to approve a stop sign, and then DPW will go ahead and put it up. So I had mentioned that I thought the board should sponsor it. And no one seemed to object at that time, so, but before I asked Colleen to put something together, if this board doesn't feel comfortable with this letter, it's fine. I'll take the planning board's information and I'll go present it to the Board of Selectmen on behalf of those neighbors. You know, if the board feels that it's, this letter's appropriate, then I'll ask Colleen to forward it to the Board of Selectmen and the town manager. And go from there.
I don't have any problems with it.
I don't have any problems with it.
I did sort of do a little asking around, and there does need to have to be an application from somebody in the neighborhood, so I will reach out to the gentleman that I have in my notes that was asking for the sign, and see if
Okay.
he wouldn't apply for the stop sign, and then we'll support it.
Was it John Harrington or the other guy?
It was the guy that was
It wasn't Harrington, it was the one that was right next to.
Right next to the-
diagonally across, right next to the driveway, left-hand side of the driveway
The
going
other
in.
side?
And I don't
Okay.
recall his name right now, but
Reading.
Reading, exactly.
So-
Thank you, Ed.
And then this could go with that, with that application.
Absolutely. Henry, if you want to sign for your copy there and give it back to me, I'll make that the copy I submit along with his
And I
application.
got a bunch of stuff to sign for you at the end of the meeting here, too.
No.
Stab me through the heart. Any committee reports?
I'll just talk quickly, NEMCOG, we had our meeting, and last meeting when Mr. Yanley was here, he mentioned that, you know, they're trying to get some projects shovel-ready, because what we found out is that MassDOT was supposed to program or design some projects, and they've fallen behind. So the money that's in the Transportation Improvement Program, which is the TIP, there's money left, there's gonna be monies available in, I think, 2017, 2018. They're trying to get some monies from 2017, which is about, I think it was 1.9 million, trying to get some of that money to be used for the next step in the Rourke Bridge study, which the guesstimate was like 1.2, 1.3 million for environmental impact study. Because the plan that was done with the 500,000 that Congressman Meehan had gotten prior to leaving Congress, that study is now almost 4 years old, 3 to 4 years old, and its shelf life is like 5 years. So if this environmental impact study doesn't get done before the 5 years, they got to start that process all over, and that $500,000 was basically wasted. So I mentioned that because the Rourke Bridge does impact Drum Hill, does impact Chelmsford. It's really a study from the Drum Hill Rotary into Lowell, and it actually extends into Tingsboro and Drake, believe it or not, because originally that bridge was supposed to go all the way to Drake. You know, but that was an interesting thought. So if Steve gets some of those projects going, we might be able to get into some of that money into 2018 for some of the projects that he's thinking about getting on the board. So let's just basically reiterate what Steve had mentioned last time, that he might be before us seeking some of the 53G money to get some of those projects shovel ready, which is about 25% or something like that of the project. It has to be 25% ready, shovel ready, or designed.
Sounds right.
Yeah, so just to mention that.
I also saw that Steve was looking for public input in regards to the Complete Streets program. I
Yep.
think there's a wiki map online where you can kind of go to places and point out
Yeah.
various pedestrian
Yeah,
ADA.
there's some grant monies for a certain, some of those street smart programs or whatever they want to call
Complete
them.
Streets.
Complete Streets, which is auto, bike, and walk, basically. So it's an interesting. We had a presentation about 6 months ago at NEMCOG, and you know, but it could be some grant monies that I think Steve's trying to go after for that. So
Yeah, did you have a meeting that was started or something?
We had a CPC meeting, but we didn't have a quorum, so everything's postponed till next week.
Well, I guess. We have
A
nothing.
motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Have a good evening, everyone.
Monica, before you go,
That was fun.
Thank you.
for